Hello, this is Derek with Bulldog Rooter. Today's date is December 20th, 2025, and this is a video upload for job number 42418. I repeat, 42418. I got called out for a mainline backup. Customer states that they have dealt with some root issues in the past where they had large root intrusion pretty close to the home. This line has quite a few bellies, quite a few offsets, not a whole lot of root intrusions. Even the last root intrusion that we just cleared was decent size, but it wasn't too large. But anyways, I'm going to start pulling back. Obviously we're out at 68 feet and 3 inches. This is a city sewer. We're going to start pulling back here. As you can see, it looks like there's a bit of ovalization here at the end of the line. And we're going into 6-inch clay tile, or it's hard for me to tell. It doesn't say in the permit what the pipe material is, but I do know that it is 6-inch. Like I said, there's a little offset right there. An offset is when over the years the ground has shifted and the pipe has moved in some way or another. There's quite a few of these within the line. I was telling the customer that this is inviting to a lot of roots. A lot of the time roots will come in this way when there is separation or offsets within the pipe. Got a separation and a large offset here. You can see that it's kind of pooling up right there. During this video inspection, I am going to do a couple of flushes as well, so you can see what I'm talking about with the bellies and how they pool up. Got a bit of separation there. You can see that there's maybe even a little bit of dirt coming in to the pipe there. Another separation right there. And a large offset near the top. Pipe's in pretty good condition outside of the offsets. Like I said as well, not too many root intrusions, but let the customer know that these are inviting roots in. There's just potential for roots to come in as soon as those offsets begin. That's some loose roots that we already knocked free. Large offset there. Another offset. Another offset. As a matter of fact, I'm going to flush real quick and see how this looks. It might take a while for it to come down just because with these offsets, or the bellies that are before this, it takes a little bit of time for them to come all the way through. As you can see, it's kind of a slow trickle coming down. That's from a full toilet flush. We are accessing the pipe from the basement bathroom. It's right next to the toilet. There is a back water valve accessible to the main line. Keep pulling back. Another offset there. Still on the 6-inch pipe. Once again, like I said, it's hard for me to tell what the pipe material is in here. And right about here, we transition from the 6-inch into the 4-inch. Looks like there's a bit of sediment hanging out at the bottom here. from that offset and separation, and it kind of has been looking like it's building up right there. Kind of an odd drop too. Might be even a separation that I can't quite see with the camera. There were no root intrusions here. So, but now we are in 4-inch pipe. And another little spot that there's some sediment and pooling up. Looks like there's some separation there as well. Told the customer that this pipe does look lineable. However, there are multiple bellies within the line. And here's one of those spots I was talking about with the belly. So I'm going to do another flush here. Pull it back a little bit further. And this is probably one of the less crucial spots, but even still, as you can see, it kind of rushed in and then it slowly starts to trickle down, which just allows those solids and toilet paper and waste, allows them to rest and settle right at the bottom of the pipe once these are done flowing, depending on how well those other solids are flowing through the other bellies that are here in the line, which I'll be showing you as well. Got another separation here. You see all that sediment that's in the pipe? And this one is more of, I think, one of the more crucial spots. This belly goes for about 5 feet, I believe. So we're going to do another one. I might be incorrect about that one, actually. Sort of. At the same time, you can see that lip right there that it has to pop over. It still takes a while for this water to still come down. And you can see those as well. Those are just cobwebs at the top, not roots. Nothing to be concerned of there, other than the fact that, the reason the cobwebs are there is because of those separations and offsets in the pipe. We did see another little root intrusion here. This is where one of the root intrusions was. This one was little, not as big of a deal, but still a root intrusion nonetheless. Once again, cobwebs at the top there. Large separation there. Sediment chilling at the bottom of the pipe as well. This is where that big one is. So, it almost fills up half of the pipe, and then it slowly trickles down, and it takes a while for it to actually come down and settle, and for this water to just be kind of having things floating around in there, whether it's waste or toilet paper or anything else, whether it's stuff from the kitchen or from the shower. This belly goes from that 10-foot mark all the way back to even like here. Yeah, see, it's still, this isn't even from another flush yet, and it's still just hanging out there. So it runs flat for about 5 feet, and then you start pulling back and we're kind of out of it. But I'm going to flush it again, just so you get the idea. See, it's filling up. I'm just going to run it down. Just filling up the whole time, all the way. And it pops up a little bit right there, and then we go right back into it, all the way up to that 10-foot mark. And then where the initial root intrusion was, it's about at the 1-foot mark, which is about right there. You see those little bits? I cleared it up as much as I could. That root was taking up almost half the pipe. It was a little bit more loose than any others. It seems as though the customer may have caught it in the early stages of it becoming more and more strong. So, yeah, about right here is where we're at. So, anyway, then we transition into where that clean out access is into this ABS backflow or backwater valve area. I will be providing locates for the root intrusion spots and also the end of the line. That does conclude your video inspection. Thank you for choosing Bulldog Rooter.